This is the audiobook of Breathe, Volume 2 by Brittany Simone Silver. Breathe, Lessons, Affirmations, and Reflections to Get Through This Thing Called Life. Volume 2, Brittany Simone Silver. Copyright, Brittany Simone Silver. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted by any means without the written permission of the author. Acknowledgements. I would like to acknowledge God for the gift and passion to write. All blessings are truly due to you. I am thankful to every person and experience that has influenced my writing. I am forever grateful for everyone who has supported and believed in me and continue to do so. Last but not least, I give thanks to all those who play a role in the creation, evolution, and support of this thing called life. Dedication. This book is dedicated to those who are overcoming struggles. Message from the author. I would be the first to tell others that I am far from perfect. My life has been filled with failures and victories, highs and lows, as well as ups and downs. Through my journey, I have gained much experience, knowledge, and wisdom concerning this thing called life. Much of what I have learned has challenged me to change, grow, and expand. Breathe is filled with lessons, affirmations, and reflections that I have gathered thus far. My hope is that the reader may apply my words to their life and be strengthened and edified. Always remember to walk in purpose, walk in love, and just breathe. Count your blessings from last year. Share them in the new year. And thank God for struggles that build character and make you strong. I dictate my life, no matter how great or awful it may be. Despite my flaws, I love my life, and I don't want or need to be anyone else, just the best version of me. Live life to the fullest, no regrets. Love those who matter and do what makes you happy. Behind an able man, there is God. You can lose interest in your dreams while chasing after others, but you will never lose the interest of others while chasing after your dreams. Change will arise when we break the chains of destruction. After much self-reflection, your mind becomes clearer. Praying to God to be a better person will cause a light to illuminate your heart and spirit. The time has come to claim newfound peace, joy, and hope. It's decided. The past is just that. What matters most is forgiveness and the willingness and ability to love. The present exists to pave a way for the future. Tomorrow births opportunity to defeat barriers of yesterday. In God I trust. I am His own. Only He can judge me. Love is contagious. Go get some. The rain is reminiscent of promise and simplicity. Rain is symbolic of cleansing and renewal. Life is about choice. So what do you choose? What's done in the dark comes to the light, and the light shall illuminate the darkness. Even gold which loses its glow can shine again. Don't make the mistake of missing out on a blessing just because your ego's in the way. I would rather try and it doesn't work than never try at all. It is what it is. Everyone isn't going to give you love, but as long as you have love in your heart, that's all that matters. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to force myself to look in the mirror. I'm going to speak greatness into myself. That's what is required to overcome struggles. This is the part where we elevate. It is time to get active. It is time to put in work. It is time to rise. Finding work is a numbers game. If you are looking for a job, don't just apply for one. Apply for at least 20. You are guaranteed to get a job offer. This thing called life extends far beyond the surface level. It's about operating with compassion, fulfilling purpose, edifying souls, helping others, building a strong network of like-minded individuals, and so much more. Please know that whoever hurt you, someone has hurt them too. This thing is a cycle. It's time to heal. Many negative traits of individuals are a direct result of life experiences, coupled with generational curses that have been passed down through lineages. The company you keep has an impact on your light. Continue to grow and stretch your arms to those on a path to God. Love is a universal language. Understanding starts where honesty and expression begins. I don't want to just see your representative. I want to see a representation of all that you are. Our perspectives and experiences shape and reflect how we interact with others, and it ultimately determines how we show up in the world. Different perspectives are healthy and necessary. Does the good outweigh the bad? Make a list and figure it out. This journey will not be easy. You may never reach perfection, but progress and growth is the goal. Pray that God delivers truth to your heart about who He is and who His people are. Don't believe that someone is of God just because of appearance or title. Study your Bible, know your word, be wise enough to investigate further and seek truth. And once you reach that truth, share it with your loved ones and empower your people. There comes a time when we must let go of false doctrine and grab hold of God's truth. The wise will know God's people when they see them. Many people don't know their rights. Educate yourself and know your basic human rights and your rights as a citizen of your region. All praise to the Most High, for I understand that my trials make me stronger and wiser. I put my faith in God, the knower of all things. The Spirit doesn't lie. You can feel the spirit of your people. When you give people a choice, you get to see what's in their heart. Imagine if all the pain you amassed was for the sake of telling a story that saved someone's life. I used to be ashamed of my tears, but now I accept them as part of my story. I used to cry so many tears of sorrow. Now I cry abundant tears of joy. My aunt introduced me to the song Something Has to Break by Kiara Sheard. Later, I told her how needed it was. Around the time when the COVID pandemic first started, I was driving home from work listening to the song. The meteorologist had called for heavy showers, but nothing had happened all day. Right when I was ending my shift, it started to drizzle a little. As I was driving home on the highway, I noticed that the sky behind me was clear, but the sky over me and beyond was dark. Then it literally looked like a big opening in the sky, and out of nowhere, a big burst of water just fell down. It started pouring hard all of a sudden. I proceeded with caution. There were cars stopping and pulling over, big and small. I was in my old 2001 Toyota Solara, my faulty brakes. I was listening to Something Has to Break, and something inside me said, trust that God will lead you through this. I trusted. There was a point when I could barely see. I had the song on repeat, and I trusted, praising and singing through the storm. It didn't last long, and I made it through, safe and sound. Despite the imperfections of my vehicle, despite the fierceness of the storm, despite everyone around me stopping, I pushed on and trusted God to get me through safe. I want to pursue every trial, every obstacle, every uncertainty of my life this way. I also can't ignore how this shows the importance of people interceding in our lives. I'm not sure why my aunt sent me this song when she did, but it encouraged me to push through the storm that day. The smallest things that we do for people's lives can impact in the greatest ways. I hope this leaves you inspired to intercede when your spirit guides you to, and I hope this encourages you to trust God through the storm. It's a process. I'm trusting it more every day. Many of us come from brokenness. We're charged with the task of picking up the pieces. I will submit to my spouse, a leader, a true being of honor, strength, and integrity. It's easy for us to stay complacent in our mess. Correct change is the true challenge. Some people don't understand what the lack of strong male leadership does to society and the generational curses that it produces. It is sad how many women are left to be single mothers, how many children are led astray, and how many men are emasculated due to false teachings, principles, and beliefs. Self-motivation is a must. Life has taught me that the best way to love in a relationship is to teach them how to love you by setting standards and requirements. When you increase your standards, you move differently. Music is more than a vibe, it's a message. If you want that, you gotta become that. Sometimes you have to be willing to take a chance on someone. Wisdom is too high for a fool. I love being about God's business. All praise to the Most High. When you operate from your highest self, you have no choice but to be real. It is one thing to know what you want. It is another thing to know how to obtain it. There may be some people in your life who want to see you fail, hate you with a passion, and want to see you fall. But don't let that deter you. Don't let that stop you from pursuing the purpose that is within you. Don't let that keep you from answering the call of your destiny. It is never too late when you serve the author of time. I know that some folks don't care to take counsel from imperfect people, but aren't we all imperfect? Part of the issue with trying to change is that some people want to nail you to the cross and hold you to what you used to be and used to do. If what a person is saying makes sense, then take heed. Don't be foolish enough to discard wisdom because the package that it's presented in isn't what you think it's supposed to look like. Life teaches us that pain is imminent, but we have say in how we deal with it and if and how we choose to change. Pain can recognize pain. I can hear through the unsaid and see through the unseen. We need to stop normalizing chaos. That fighting, cursing, yelling, and name calling isn't okay. Someone constantly putting you down and belittling you isn't okay. Someone constantly lying to you isn't okay. Someone constantly breaking promises isn't okay. Stop being okay with things that are not okay. I've come to terms with what true success is. It's consistency, consistently planting seeds of life, consistently climbing higher, consistently doing better, consistently seeing growth in myself. Pay attention to what people do. Are they encouraging you to be healthier or leading you to that extra helping of sugar? Are they persuading you to do the right thing or the convenient thing? Are they speaking life into you or constantly complaining and speaking words that drain your spirit? Are they offering solutions or just talking about the problems? Pay attention to what people do. Don't lower yourself for someone else's comfort. Sometimes we make the mistakes so that people won't have to. Learn from the lessons of others. No one is perfect, but the question is, what are you doing to improve? I'm getting closer to that place where I could care less about popular opinion. Getting closer to that place where I care less about the trend. Getting closer to that place where I care less about what he said and she said. Getting closer to that place where all that matters is truth. Don't complain about the imperfections of someone's life if you aren't praying for them, if you aren't interceding, if you are just standing idly by being part of the problem instead of the solution. This thing called life has given us all roles to play. Do your part. Don't be dazzled by gifts, bribes, name brands, and price tags. Sometimes that is all a person has to offer. Seek something for your soul, something that transcends all things, something that money can't buy. Educate yourself, enrich your mind. That's true wealth. You better recognize. Don't be deceived. Many times, when people are striving toward God and change, there are people ready to tell them who they were and what they used to be. On your journey of renewal, don't be surprised when people are eager to pull you back into your old ways. Don't be surprised when people throw dirt on your name. Sadly, some people would rather give you a mirror to your pain than stare at their own reflection and correct their ways. They figure that if you stay down, they never have to stand up. You better recognize and separate immediately. If their actions and their commentary do not suit your change, you need to be willing to exit with the quickness and don't look back. Abuse comes in many forms. It is verbal, psychological, physical, emotional. Don't get it twisted. Some people are so subtle about it that it may be difficult to detect. Pay attention. Don't be deceived by those insertions of I love you. How a person treats you consistently, that is the truth. Some people will build you up just to tear you down. You better recognize. Be thankful that God's mercy and grace isn't based on merit. It isn't based on what we have or have not done. It is purely based on unconditional love. This relationship thing is all about chemistry. You have to know what compliments you, what challenges you to higher, what fulfills you in ways that matter most. Rain is going to come regardless, but the amount of rain is contingent on what you allow into your space. I don't want to fake it till I make it. I want to be in it for real. Sometimes a person has everything, but the only thing they are missing is God. Sometimes a person has nothing but God, and their life is more fulfilled. Know that there is power in the tongue and power in prayer. What is for you is yours, but sometimes you have to ask for it. Men and women, I know that we are in the age of many options, but know that you only need one. Choose the one who gives you butterflies, the one who encourages you toward God. Choose the one who speaks life into you, the one who sees your beauty. Choose the one who inspires you to greatness, that true friend who will tell you the truth, even when it's the last thing you want to hear, the one who listens, the one who pays attention, the one who remembers those things that matter, the one whose light shines so bright that just knowing them makes you want to rise to purpose, because that's the one you will never regret. Because that's the one you will never regret, but you will regret losing them if you get caught up in the mindset of many. Choose quality over quantity. Choose that one, and I promise that it is all you need. At the end of the day, it's your footprint, a part of you, particles of your identity. The bond is great. It's rooted in tendency, intention, and commonality. You can stay down and fail, or get up and keep going. Approach makes a difference. I can't make you be something that you're not, and I can't force you to be something that you just don't want to be. Once chains are broken, there is no going back. We must always remember to accept people for who they are and be mindful to deal with others accordingly. Communicate your feelings in a respectful and healthy way. Let people know when you appreciate them. Let people know when something that they do is bothering you. What a revelation when you know that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, when you know that what God has placed inside of you is yours, when you know that this too shall pass, when you know that God is going to get the glory in the end, when you know that praising God angers the enemy, when you know that just having air in your lungs is worthy of a hallelujah, when you know who you belong to.